This lesson is ATL Skill Lesson Summarizing Texts. These are your guided notes, and as you listen to and watch the video, you will be completing the areas that ask you to respond appropriately according to the directions. It's important to revisit our statement of inquiry for the unit. The values of a society impact their perspective of the characteristics of an effective leader. To demonstrate our understanding of the statement of inquiry, the product we will complete is an argumentative essay. It will explain the leadership characteristics valued by society. You will be assessed on analyzing and organizing. The skill we're focusing on today falls under analyzing, gives details, justification of opinions and ideas with a range of examples, explanations, and uses accurate terminology. Remember that an ATL skill is a skill that we want to master, and for this focus, it's on summarizing texts. Having a strong summary can definitely support an analysis of your argument. A strong summary should include the following qualities. A strong summary makes it clear to someone who has not read the original text. Also, it includes the author's major points, and you're going to write leaves out minor details. Leaves out minor details. A strong summary is brief and concise, and it avoids plagiarism. I'm going to go ahead and help you with this because plagiarism is a hard word to spell. So we'll say avoids plagiarism by paraphrasing, and we'll learn some more in part 2 about paraphrasing. A strong summary is objective, so that means there's no opinions. You're going to write no opinions. So you should avoid using the pronoun I in a summary. And finally, it keeps the same meaning of the original text. So you're summarizing it, but you're not changing the meaning. So right here keeps the same meaning of the original text. Why is it important to be able to summarize texts? To begin, it helps you determine the key details to produce relevant work. Second, it saves time. You won't have to spend energy focusing on unimportant information. Most interesting careers will include presentations where you're asked to summarize information to better inform your audience. Now we'll go to part 2, which are the steps on how to summarize. So here are your steps for writing a summary. 1. Read the original text several times until you fully understand it. Take notes and determine the meaning of unknown vocabulary. 2. Determine your purpose, P-U-R-P-O-S-E, for reading the text. Are you simply summarizing the overall information, or do you have a specific goal? 3. Identify the author's most important points related to your purpose. That goes related to step 2. 4. Write your summary from your notes, and you maybe have highlights or you've written notes. 5. Paraphrase the author's main points in your own words. Limit quoting and avoid copying. This process will include using synonyms. Let's go ahead and spell that out for you. Okay, so here we go. For many key vocabulary words, and another step in Paraphrasing is changing sentence structure. And we'll go over that a little more below. Next, check your summary against the original text. You're going to use different words without changing the meaning of the original text. And last, the last step of writing a summary is revise and edit the summary for errors, especially for errors in your writing grammar and spelling. Now we'll come down to part 3, writing a summary practice. While we read the passage below from the article, Learning from History, Harriet Tubman, we are going to do the following. And the first step is purpose. You're writing an argumentative essay which has the claim that Harriet Tubman was a great leader. Read the passage and make an inference about what leadership quality is revealed about Harriet Tubman. So I'm going to start with that by just reading this passage and follow along and be thinking about what would be a quality that came up in her early life. Harriet Tubman was born into slavery in Maryland around 1820. Her given name was Arminta Minty Ross. At the age of around 5, she started to be hired out to assist in another household as a nursemaid, where she was beaten for allowing the baby to cry. She was next hired out to set muskrat traps, but fell ill and was returned to her owner. She was injured around the age of 13 when she was hit in the head with a heavy weight that had been thrown at a runaway slave. For the rest of her life, she suffered from headaches as well as premonitions and vivid dreams which she believed came from God talking to her. At the age of 24, she wed John Tubman, a freeman. Her mother's owner had stipulated in her will that the family was to be freed when they reached 45 years of age, but the owner's family chose not to honor these wishes. Now remember our purpose. We're trying to figure out about, in this passage, any leadership qualities or characteristics that were revealed about Harriet Tubman. And I would say that there has been some. And after reading that, I'm finding, and you need to write this here, that what leadership quality does the passage reveal about Harriet Tubman? I'm going to stay with one, and I would say resilience. The word resilience means to bounce back from difficult situations and circumstances. So she's a survivor and she's resilient. So we're going to focus on that because I would say a leader would need to be resilient. They can't just give up when things get tough. All right, so now I'm going to come up here, and we've already done step 1, and now I'm doing step 2. We're going to determine the main points of the passage that support that quality. So we're going to go back and highlight the important information and underline words that we can use as synonyms. As we highlight the main points, we have to stay really focused on our purpose. Harriet Tubman being born into slavery, that is definitely a difficult circumstance that she overcame. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, and you need to highlight it also. And this part about her given name is not really relevant to our purpose, so I'm not highlighting that sentence. But these next 2 sentences about some of these jobs she had and what she experienced there, I'm definitely highlighting that. So let's come here, highlight, and you highlight that also. And I am going to look for a few words that when I do start to summarize, what can I change out? And if I use the word nursemaid, maybe I'll change that word out or eliminate it. And I can maybe change out this word. These are words I can find synonyms for so that I won't be just copying. And I'm going to look at this next paragraph, and I would say this part is definitely, she had that weight, that's terrible, she suffered from headaches. I'm going to highlight to here. And the reason I'm not highlighting this last part is even though this is a really interesting part about her premonitions. It is not contributing to the evidence about surviving and bouncing back from it, being resilient. So I'm not going to include that detail, but I'm going to highlight a few other words in here that I think I can maybe, if I need to, try to find synonyms for them so that I'm not just copying. Now I already have quite a bit of information in here that supports her being resilient. And when I read this paragraph, I could use something in here, but I think this will be enough. I don't need to include everything because I am summarizing, so I'm going to try to make it brief and concise. Okay, so I've done both part 1, I've done step 2, and now I'm going to start summarizing. And I'm going to take what we've done so far and combine everything. And to help me, I'm going to use this graphic organizer down here. And this says main idea or purpose of the summary, and I would like you to write what I write. Remember, for this lesson, I want you just to copy it so you can get a really good feel of my expectations. So we did say that we wanted focus on, the purpose was finding character traits or characteristics for Harriet Tubman for her leadership. And resilience can be one, so I'm going to put Harriet Tubman demonstrated resilience from a young age. We only need 2 supporting details for this, so I'm going to come back up here to this first highlight and see how I can condense and change words and maybe eliminate information here. And I want you to copy what I write. All right, so during approximately 1820s, instead of saying around, I said approximately, Harriet Tubman was born a slave in Maryland. She was put to work at age 5 and was beaten when she allowed a baby to cry. So I actually combined and left out some information. I decided not to include anything about the muskrat traps because I'm going to use something from this next paragraph instead for my second. But I used my notes and I changed up the wording. It has the same meaning though. So now let's look for another supporting detail because I think this explains a lot about her suffering. And we'll come up here and we'll reread this paragraph and decide what we want to write and then write it down there. And down here, copy what I write. She suffered from headaches her entire life after being hit in the head with a heavy object that was meant for a runaway slave. So you can see up here, first it talked about being hit in the head, and then it talked about her suffering from headaches. And down here we talked first about headaches, and then we changed the sentence structure down here. So then after that we talked about why she suffered from the headaches. And now I want you to copy as I put this all together. This will be our summary. We broke it into sections up here, and I'm going to copy and paste it down here. Okay, Harriet Tubman demonstrated resilience from a young age. And for today, because I haven't done a lesson on transition words, I am not going to add some of the transitions. I am going to, I forgot to put a period here, so I'm going to make sure I put an end mark there. I want to do that. And I'm going to put all of these together. I'm going to read it and make sure it sounds good. And then that would be my summary. And you should go back up here. This is, we summarized it and we used our own words. It was not the exact words from the passages above. So your last step is to complete this reflection. And if you find you are done early, there's several videos here to help you with your summarizing. Good job.